a lot of your crypto companies, Mara and Riot, companies that are already great for like selling stock options, they're probably going to have a boost due to because Venezuela is a country that's actually done like some significant things in terms of supporting like crypto miners and stuff like that. All right, so
Here are five.
here's something. Okay, so here's an instructional video I wanted to just share really quick, just to kind of give you a little wealth tidbit here. You might want to take notes on. So here you go.
Things you didn't know about how payday loans destroy relationships forever. First, payday loans charge 400% annual interest rates, but addicted borrowers take an average of 8 loans yearly, creating over $5,000 in fees that completely destroy household budgets. Second, 72% of payday loan users hide their borrowing from romantic partners, often for over 18 months, while debt spirals completely out of control. Third, payday loan addiction affects 12 million Americans who become trapped in cycles where they borrow money to pay previous loan fees, creating a mathematical impossibility of escape. Fourth, 89% of payday loan addicts steal money from partners, family members, and employers to service their debt, destroying all personal relationships through theft and deception. Fifth, payday loan addiction has a 100% relationship destruction rate because the 400% interest rates make financial recovery impossible, forcing addicted partners to choose between paying loan sharks and supporting their families. 94% of these relationships end with the addicted partner abandoning their family to escape collectors. Here are five.
Okay, so stats. I have to admit, I have not researched every single stat on that, but I can say that there's a lot of evidence to say that payday loans, unfortunately, are designed to hurt the people that need money the most. And one of the biggest things I would take away from that actually is that if you find yourself in a situation where you've got to go take a predatory loan to borrow money, it's very important to not just think of this as a temporary problem. Sometimes it could be, but most of the time, there's something fundamental that's happening that's not sustainable, something that's going to cause it to repeat itself. It's also like when you have that relative that borrows money and swears every time they borrow money. Tell me if I'm lying. Every time somebody borrows money, it's always like this. It's just this one time, right? Or until this happens, then I'll be secure again. And very rarely does that happen because in many cases we haven't taken the time to do the work to really analyze like how do I end up in this situation so regularly? How does this always happen? The easy answer is, well, it's somebody else's fault. It's because of this, because of Trump, because of the economy, because of and I get all that, but ultimately you're better off, you're more empowered by realizing that it's because of you, and there's something that has to adjust in order for you to get off the crazy train when it comes to finances. And so predatory lenders pretty much exist because they know that there are people who are really addicted to instant gratification and really solving short-term problems. The predatory lender is trying to make long-term money by helping people solve short-term problems. And a person who is spending their life in survival mode, solving one short-term problem after another, typically has a very difficult time doing long-term planning, because how are you going to plan for the next 20 or 30 years when you're trying to figure out how to get by for the next 5 days? So if you're in that situation, then I think awareness is a great first step, and maybe figuring out like what new habits can be formed that can get me out of this. And then if you elevate out of that, then you can start seeing further down the road because you're not being blocked by all the trees anymore. You can see the whole forest, and you can actually make a long-term generational wealth plan. And I definitely would say anybody that has kids, you have to make sure that you keep your kids out of that cycle from the very beginning. And the way you do that is by doing what you've always been doing, the same way you pay bills every month. Well, your investment portfolio should be the first bill that you pay, right? So don't forget the 5-year pledge. If you don't know what that is, just text the word pledge to the number 87948.